accident broke your heart for 6 months. Every man I see is wearing pleated pants. From the 80s, the pleat going down the middle of each leg. Ridiculously baggy in the crotch, no ass imaginable. Every straight couple I see is in the middle of a fight. The boy lackadaisically kissing the girl as she shouts and pushes him away. Every squirrel is a snapping turtle, with a mouth big enough to take my entire foot off. Maybe the right one if I'm lucky. It's barely worked for 5 months anyway. Every thud is the sound of slamming brakes, my body sliding off the hood to the concrete. Every siren is the hospital bed alarm. Every knock on my head is a hoof to the face. I'm standing next to a person who is violently angry, but doesn't know it. And a stallion is galloping towards us, assuming the anger is at him, and he's not in the mood for that kind of predator. Brain injury brings a kind of lonely that is the common impetus for babies crying. For months, I didn't know what I needed, but you were easiest to imagine. You breastfed me before I had the feeling of hunger. You cheered for my first steps before I knew what walking was. I didn't know your heart was like my drum set, sinking into a lake. I didn't know you would long stop thinking about drawing and playing it. When we need it the most, hope is not something we can feel. It is simply the ability to suppress terror. Now that I can go for a jog, blaming our terror on the man who hit me doesn't repress it. We build drum sets after drum sets that twang like country westerns. Men in pleated pants clap. Snapping turtles eat cymbals. We're cursed by dreams of scuba gear. If you couldn't see the lake, I know it'd be easier. I'm just so damn cute, despite my brain injured fashion sense. If we were broken up, like my broken brain, making new neural connections could only be lonely for so long. We'd dig hope out of simple distractions and become smaller, easier individuals. Instead, we thrash. That 9% of me that's missing is a jellyfish. We don't know where it'll sting from, but it always stings. Axons, neural processes that allow one neuron to communicate with another. Diffuse axonal injury. The brain is shaken rapidly, causing the axons to slide all over each other, stretching and getting damaged. Recovery from diffuse axonal injury. New neural connections are made. When I told my college roommate, I had just realized last week that I'm attracted to women. She said, "Well, that explains why you walk like a guy now. You seem like you're in your body now. You used to hover around it." I don't remember the hovering, but I remember feeling like my feet understood their step for the first time. When I got to my new home in February 2013, my brain hovered terrified. Maybe our brains are like downtown Minneapolis in the winter. Hundreds of office buildings, connected by hundreds of skyways, filled with business suits, hurrying from building to do their work. Some of them are managers, taking in all the reports from the nerves and determining what action should be taken. Some of them are philosophers. Some of them are janitors. Tons of them are recorders, writers, journalists. They write and write everything that happens so it won't be forgotten. Before I knew I was trans, I did a lot of cool things. I was really smart, especially considering that my downtown Minneapolis was constructed on a city body that was perpetually on fire. I know what it looks like from the pictures. I know what my voice sounded like from some poetry recordings. But when a high school friend says, "Remember when we lit that crepe on fire in French class?" The hand I remember flipping the lighter belongs to this body. When my friend says, remember when you didn't go to the homecoming dance because no worthwhile boy asked you? I imagine that's possible, but I never remember. My journalists were busy taming the fire that erupted anytime I thought of dancing, in a dress made to show off my tits, or in shoes I couldn't run in, or in the clammy hand of some awkward boy who couldn't get a date with one of those straight girls who are actually straight. What would happen if downtown Minneapolis got hit by a tornado that knocked out a bunch of the skyways? Months after my tornado, I told Jess I remembered them walking out of the room on me talking over and over again. I remembered them telling me to stop talking about the hospital a few times a day. I didn't know why, because I'd always only been talking for like 5 minutes. My journalists were busy building new skyways while I was talking. I usually talked for 20 minutes minimum, often 2 or 3 hours, telling the same story over and over. I'm lucky I don't remember that. I'm sorry that Jess does. When I first realized I was trans, it was after looking at myself naked in the mirror for the first time in my life. I'd seen myself naked after showering, sure, but never really looked at my body to see what all was there. Suddenly I was aware of a shadow who'd been following me my whole life, beckoning. Hey, faggot, you gonna find yourself in your body someday? Come on, faggot. Come home. I didn't know exactly how to come home, but I knew it felt good. So I figured out lots of stuff no one taught me. The right place to sag each pair of pants. The right way to say hello to strangers, so they would think I was such a nice boy. The right way to indignantly laugh when a stranger sheeping, so they'd apologize for their mistake. Coping mechanisms. So I was reminded of the strangeness of my body less. When I went into testosterone, I don't think it was my new ridiculous sex drive and absurd appetite that were making that shadow materialize. But somehow, it became flesh and blood. My body. When I realized I was really brain injured, it was after typing an email that read XKKSSSSSW. When I got to Minneapolis in February 2013, I figured out lots of stuff no one taught me. The right snacks to eat, because when hungry, I would fall over. The right remember routines to go through, so I wouldn't lose my keys, or my jacket, or my wallet. The right recordings of myself playing marimba to listen to, so my intimate anticipations of the next notes would be comfortingly correct. Coping mechanisms. So I was reminded less of how lonely it felt to miss myself. When I realized my brain injury had affected my ability to feel, it was after lying paralyzed in my bed for hours, unable to think a conscious thought because a volcano of emotions was barreling through me. I rejected image after image as incomplete descriptions of what I was feeling. My house being bombed, me and all my friends falling into giant holes in the ground, until I pictured an Earth floating in space. A giant set of shears plunged into it, an opening split the Earth apart. I watched this over and over. My first thought in hours, the Earth is me. When I woke the next morning, I experienced joy for the first time in 7 months. Apparently I had been unable to multitask emotions or have complex feelings like joy. I was aware of a shadow who had been following me, beckoning. Hey, Kris, I know there's a lot of you here, but you're still missing something. Come on, come home. That morning, this shadow was a body. My body. So, why am I comparing being trans to being brain injured? I guess because I bet I'm here talking to you right now because I'm trans. In other words, I healed way faster than all the doctors thought I would, because trans people are better at everything. We gotta be champions at loving ourselves, even when something's missing. Even when we're not sure what we'll be when we're all there, we trust ourselves. We claim our chaos. When our skin feels like someone else's wrinkled cotton sheets, when razors ride rigid and we're sick of shaving every day, when binders sweat and squeeze us, we claim flabby, flopping tits. We claim hairy faces, hairy inner thighs, and hairy asses. Nose hairs, leg hairs, and armpit hairs. When every hallway, blessed by our lovers' hands, is decked with flashing exit signs, we claim flaccid dicks. We claim silicone, leather, and lube. Honey, we claim lots of lube. When we laugh and they don't get it, we claim smiles, winks, and teeth. When pitch is a sole determinant of a ma'am or a sir, we claim booming and raspy, chirpy and squeaky, squealing and thunderous, excited and filled with passion and filled with courage and bathrooms. We claim every fucking stall, urinal, and toilet. We claim ecology of bodies. It takes yours to give mine meaning. So baby, make me look good. When we don't know if they're afraid to sleep with us, or if we're afraid to sleep with us, when it's easier to undress others than to dress ourselves, we claim the challenge. Because we'll never know how many people we free just by putting on our favorite fancy pants, and skirts, and scarves, and metal through skin, and glitter, and ink, and femme, boy, butch, dyke, bae, queen, queer, king, pansy, pussy, bottom, daddy, bear, twig, flaming, and fabulous. We claim it all at once. We claim pleasure. In the 2,735 places on our bodies that are pleasurable to touch, tantalize, torture, and tease, we claim ears, and shoulders, and armpits, and eyelashes, and the insides of these, and big toes, and little toes, and calves, and hips, and tongues, and lips, and nipples, and fingers, and wrists, and hands, and teeth, and tongues, and hands, and lips, and tongues, and hands. We claim gorgeous, charming, handsome, adorable, damn fucking sexy. We claim pronouns. We claim all the pronouns or none of the pronouns. We refuse to claim and make them deal with that confusion. When it feels like no one will claim us, we claim each other. For siblings, for lovers, for children, for parents. We claim family. When our family has to listen to us babble on and on for hours. When our family has to argue with the nurses and yell at us to stop unplugging our breathing tubes. When our family's only still there because they hope. We claim beauty. We claim beauty only found because we know no matter how much of ourselves we miss, our family misses it too. And they claim us. They claim our chaos. They claim every beauty we are, and every beauty we will become. friends who make me more beautiful every day. From High Fem, how to unconquer. To all in the room who do not trust yourself. To all who possess as a means to yourself. To all who build chalices of envy and insecurity and pour women's bodies into these chalices for comfort. Here's a body. Here's a body you drool to occupy. Here's digging out the jewel you buried when you learned violence as a semblance of empowerment to trust yourself. Here's an invitation. Here's a trail to what you're worth. Here's the terror. Here's how to hold yourself and how to be afraid. Here's how to build jewels. Here's how to covet only out of adoration. Here's skin. Here's calves and belly and tattoo. Tits and toe cleavage and tattoo. Chin up and laughing at you and all kinds of piercing and dangling and hooping and glitter. Here's eyes and lips and lashes, all bright and joking and asking. Here's hips turning magic. Here cheeks flushed. Here's ass flipping. Here's face enduringly laughing. Here's sex at my feet, skipping up my legs. Here's a heel that degrades you. You so self-deny or self-pride you're hard on. Here's a heel you play at ignoring because you fear how it feels to ignore it in your collarbone or your abdomen. Here's how heels shut you up. When, for the first time in your life, you're aware that your mouth is open. When you're saying the same thing over and over, thinking it's all so needed to say. When your violence doesn't build your castle of trust. When your castle is starving, and your lack only pictures heels, calves, tattoo, tits, hooping and glitter, all laughing at you. This room is for us. This is an invitation. This room is for fear, frenzy, admiration, awe, young excitement. Feelings you're used to acting out of, not acknowledging. Lay down your head here. Rest. Make comfort while you pour your own body. We're going out tonight. You're coming with us. It's best if earrings dance onto your body, knife into what people make you, make Sundays out of ice. It's best if your miniskirt builds an ass you want everyone to appreciate. It's best if your nails answer how are you better than your mouth can. We do our beauty whenever the fuck we need it. Dress so that you're sure to get fucked by exactly the right person, in exactly the way you never imagined. Dance the way you're proud to be out with us, because you deserve to be someone we're proud of. Dance as someone who deserves. Get fucked by someone whose dance earns their way through your earrings, who slips tits and belly into your shirt before they strip you, whose beauty licks off your heels and massages your feet, who kisses your tears and builds you a chalice as beautiful as you to catch the next tears, who inspires your body to paint a portrait of pleasure we're all proud of. In the morning, make your lover breakfast. Promise them your call will be as much candy as the next side of you. Think about what you'll wear for them for the rest of your day. When you come running to me, frog for help, I'll tell you. It's best if we do this together. It's best if you cry any uncertainty out, because you're too good to question yourself today. Hold me the way you want to be held. See how it works? Here's a body you find in yourself. Here's how you make a relationship that creates you better and better. Here's sex on your feet, skipping up your legs. Here's how you laugh at what ice you used to shiver in when heels made you so hard and you've never worn them. Here's satire that does beauty we deserve. Here is power we give. Here, you're unconquered. Now make something you're worth. maybe it's because I'm trans that I'm good at making meaning out of things that used to mean biology. Families, or, for a lot of us. Maybe family is that place where you feel so familiar and so alone. Or maybe it's that place where you've practiced for years to construct your engagement just right. Maybe it's a place you never go, for good reasons, or bad reasons, or because they're fucked up reasons. Maybe family is where you were first treated like a human, or where you were first dehumanized. Maybe some of your family is with you for life, and some of them are out there, wherever. Maybe you feel like you don't have a lot of choice about this family business. Maybe you already made your choices. I think we can find more choices, but that sometimes the best things choose us. I tried to find all kinds of words besides gender when I saw myself naked in the mirror the first time and didn't know what was going on with me and my body. Eventually I figured out I didn't have to be a woman or a man. I could be trans, queer. I tried to find all kinds of words besides family when I realized how much we're missing that could be making us better. Community, friends, besties, BFFs. Something just feels good when I think that all the things I'm about to say mean family. Unconditional, in relating, engaging, loving. Trust so full, we're not scared to make ourselves uncomfortable. Honesty that's refreshing, sometimes brutal. Continuity, forever. Family rides a bus with you, sitting a few seats back from you to yell at group of men so you know you're not alone, or so you can tell them to shut up without being scared they'll follow you off the bus. Or 6 people in drag get on and off at different stops, so when you get on you think, you didn't dress well enough for this bus. Family curses out your boss when he's a massage, or shows up with 10 people to curse him out when you quit because he's a trans misogynist, or hangs out outside on the curb, quietly telling every customer who goes in that the manager has a foot fetish, so he makes everybody knead the dough with their feet. We ask what your dream life would be. We ask as a demand that you keep dreaming, that you keep demanding we make it real. We require that you're funny as hell, because for all the shit we do for you, we deserve a good laugh. We are always there in court for you. We always give the cops shit for you. And if you're misogynistically charged and the district attorney doesn't drop the charges, he loses his next election, and whoever takes his place knows it was us. When you're in the hospital, we spend every night with you. If you can't advocate for yourself, it's coming. When your doctor is trying to put you on antidepressants, because that's what he does with all the trans people he sees, we fight for your hormones. Or we're so proud of you that you don't believe you need antidepressants either. When you're writing your dissertation, and you just need someone to talk to, we read a bunch of your books, so we've got the knowledge to have a helpful conversation. We take self-defense classes together, because none of us deserve to be scared of some tripped-up, insecure dude. We find places to live, so that all of us who need family on the daily have it. Family that will claim our chaos, whether or not we figured out how to claim it ourselves. Family that helps us create chaos. Thanks to family, our hair is always cut better than we could have imagined it. Our makeup is always done when we want it, whether we're pros with eyeliner or learning to be. Our ears are pierced however we want. Our tattoos are gorgeous, whether we can pay for them or not. Our bodies are held. We get that job we need because our resumes and cover letters are edited perfectly. We've got the old job references we need because we've got the best actors answering their phones. We get that baby when we've been thinking we're good and grown up enough to raise some sunshine. Some of the family signs legal guardian contracts. All of us change diapers like any uncle or aunt should. All of us raise our babies the way we raise each other. We're part of you. You don't feel like you need to hold us accountable because you hold us the same way you hold yourself accountable. We're straight, we're gay, we're fly. We're your color or not your color. We're from the kind of money you had growing up or not. Our bodies are like yours or they're not. We understand the world in ways that make your understanding of yourself in the world more sophisticated, creative, and empowering. Who you are is interwoven, brilliant, tender, together. When who we are is family, we've got it. We've got what all those married types have been looking for years. We've got what all those kids with divorced parents find in their friends. We've got some shit that's going to make a lot of people jealous till they figure out how to do it themselves. We've got sirloin steaks instead of Big Macs. We've got home. A home made just for us. There's a shit ton of ways we can make this home that I'm not thinking of, so thank God y'all are smart. Because we got to grow this list. We got to grow what we need. Because we might need things we've never been vital enough to know we can have. We might dream things we'd never dream without the demands. Community. We deserve a community of families. I need y'all to trust in our chaos. Because I need your family-made beauty just as badly as I need